Hello, and welcome to Game and Chat, the podcast where we invite members of the gaming community and to join us to play some of their favourite multiplayer games and also to talk about games they have worked on. Today I am joined by Yannick over at S2E6 Studios, who has developed the game Grunt Rush for mobile platforms. So, Yannick, please say hello.
Hello, Mike. Thank you for having me today. I'm very happy to share what we have done here at S2E6 Studios.
So, as we get straight into it, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with S2E6 Studios?
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Yannick Theler. I am originally from Switzerland. I am the CEO of S2E6 Studio. I started the studio actually in March 2022. So it's been 3 years that I'm here in Riyadh, trying to develop this beautiful initiative. And previously, I've been working for Ubisoft for 20 years in Europe, in China, and I founded the studio Ubisoft Abu Dhabi back in 2012. Maybe a little history for myself as well, because it's important when we speak about studio developing games. I've been a professional ice hockey player in Switzerland for a couple of years, and this is what it's important for me to mention that, because everything I do, that sports mentality is in my DNA, and I try to develop the studios like we are a sports team to become elite as well in the long run.
Wow, so that is quite a varied career then. So, in what capacity are you involved with Grunt Rush?
So, and in my capacity of CEO, I think maybe the people will say that I'm a pen maybe with them, but no, I try to help the team as much as I can, but without being too involved, because I am liaising with our senior leadership from each project on the progress of the project, on what we plan with the team as well to develop. And of course, I'm offering suggestions where I can be useful to help direct us to our success. For my side, I always try to put myself in the shoes as a player, as a consumer. When I speak to the team, I'm trying the games, I'm trying the versions, and I try to give a feedback as the market perspective to make sure that we are not looking at only ourselves, but look at the market. So I try to be there, and I had the chance to work in many games in the past. So I try to share my expertise, I try to make sure that we did not forget anything. So every question I ask, it's to make sure that the team has done it, or maybe I try to see where people may have forgotten something, and I try to help them and to give feedback and suggestions.
Okay, so you mentioned a couple of times that you've worked on other games as well. What other games have you worked on, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, no problem. So I was working on when I was in China for Ubisoft. I worked mainly on console games, and Ubisoft Shanghai was a big studio. So I can mention Far Cry and Might and Magic and War, the biggest one, and Splinter Cell. In Abu Dhabi, we took the direction, mobile direction. We were the first mobile studio for Ubisoft. So in Ubisoft, I work on two branded games. CSI at that time, the TV show. It was the big show in the world, and we did the game. We work on NCIS as well. I work on the product. It's a sandbox games called Grotopia, and we developed a 4X game called not Grunt Rush, because that's the one we are releasing now, but Clash of Beasts. It's a 4X games that has been developed in Abu Dhabi as well.
Oh, wow. That's quite a range there. So, how did S2E6 Studios first come about? What made you decide to, create your own studio?
So it was based on the feedback, or I've been contacted by the Kingdom back in 2020, end of 2021, if I remember well, and I was very happy working for Ubisoft, and again, I learned everything about gaming during these 20 years. But the idea to have that vision that the country has. and the country has a strategy of esports and gaming. So that was already, I never heard about that before. And being able to be part of that vision, that strategy, to develop an ecosystem as well. So 360 degree on game development for Steer Studio, but also developing the jobs, the school with Savvy as our holding was very interesting. And for me, after 20 years at Ubisoft, I was thinking, okay, do I stay in Ubisoft because I'm very happy? Or I have that chance as well to start again from scratch on the white page to build the studio and to have that opportunity. So for me, I jumped on it. I mean, one of my conditions, I wanted to make sure that my family was coming with me, because for me it's the work, but it's a family experience as well. So my family was all right. So we came here and we started the studio again 3 years ago.
Okay, so when did the development for Grunt Rush come about, and where did the inspiration behind the game come from?
So if I come back I came here in 2022. Started with a white page. So the first reflection was what kind of game will we be able to develop, knowing that we will have a lot of fresh graduates or people who are super interested in gaming but never developed a game. So my first direction was at really beginning, which genre should we take? Because we need to make sure that we will be able to develop a game. We are not going to burn the team because it's super difficult. Like a 4x game will not have been possible. So the first direction was, okay, let's look at the hybrid market, hybrid casual market, because we'll be able to teach the team how to develop a game design, how to have a meta, how to have monetization. But it's not a huge scope as well that will take years to develop, because again we will need to build the team and to teach the team at the same time. So that was the first, let's say, line on the paper. After that, when we had the first cohort of Saudi developer join us, we tried to implicate everyone since day one. So what we have done, I remember it was during GDC. The team in March were working together. We gave them a lot of deck, a couple of directions, how to pitch games, how to look at the market as well, because market is super important. And when we came back from GDC, we had a couple of pitches from the team. Again, looking at the market, the segment was defined, and the idea was originated from the team here in Riyadh. So based on that, we look at the potential on the market. We tested a couple of prototypes, and Grunt Rush was the best one for us to start with.
Okay, so can you provide us with a brief overview of Grunt Rush? What kind of game is it, and what is it about?
Yes, so Grunt Rush, it's a hybrid casual arcade and strategy game for mobile, where players lead massive armies and navigating and engaging in epic battles. So in Grunt Rush, the primary objective is to lead your army to victory, growing in strength through upgrades and empowerments, and progressing through the range of levels set in range of different biomes. That's the high level pitch or the high level game positioning and game idea.
Okay, and what is the process on character and level design?
So for the character, I mean, when designing the grunt for a game, we focused on creating something iconic and instantly recognizable. We take quite some time to try to find this sweet spot. We wanted a character with a strong personality and clear attitude, someone players could connect with at a glance. However, with the constraint that we have on mobile, the character appears quite small on screen, it was essential that the movement and expression will be easily readable. So to achieve this, the team used simple shapes and bold colors, much like the timeless design of Mario. I mean, the simplicity not only enhances visual clarity, but also ensures the characters stand out and remains memorable, even when we are in a fast-paced gameplay. That's mainly for the, let's say, the character, for the level design process, but everything starts with a collaborative brainstorming around our core mechanics and gameplay goals. So the team starts always by sketching and prototyping level ideas using simple shapes directly in the game engine. That helps the team to quickly test concepts, validate the fun factor, balance it accordingly, and determine where each level best fits within the overall game progression, or when we want to introduce new level mechanics. So once the final playable version from this prototype are ready, it goes live to real players. Because level performance data for what we do, it's critical at this stage, because it's important for us to get the feedback from the players and to iterate based on that data. So if we need to adjust the difficulty curve, improving the flow, or maybe refine the sense of challenge and reward within the game. So it's a creative process, but driven by data and player experience.
It's good to know that, by getting, player feedback and then being able to like improve or adjust where needed, as you've already said about the difficulty. So it's good that it's being taken into account, and that way, players of the game will feel like they're being heard, and you can use that to, continue to make Grunt Rush a more enjoyable experience for players. So there are many mobile games on smart devices that are not too dissimilar, not too different from your own in terms of like general gameplay. So how does yours stand out from the crowd?
Correct. I mean, it's very difficult nowadays to enter the market because you have so many competitions and so many same genre. So for Grunt Rush, we are aiming to make Grunt Rush stand out in various ways. First of all, from gameplay, which features an intricate progression system and a lot of different range of items, and also the ability to play the game anywhere at any time, online and or offline. That's for us that was very important, that the experience for the player has to be able to continue being offline as well. And the aim is to make Grunt Rush the most engaging tactical war title, I would say, with these systems. And we got very positive feedback, I would say, during our soft launch from this system. So I think we are confident that we can reach that goal with the system, the gameplay, the progression system, the card system that we developed, and we try to be a little bit different than the others.
That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. So one thing I have noticed now, we all must take into account that it is a mobile game, and obviously a lot of mobile games are free to play. And because of this method for the free to play model, there are ads that pop up from time to time, and I have noticed a good number of ads. Is there a way to reduce the amount that appear?
So yes, I mean, we are being carefully looking at the number of ads that pop up during each gameplay during the soft launch. So that's something we see, and we try to balance as well between ads, between the different system that the player can play and earn as well reward, and the microtransactions. We are still working on it, and that's why for us it was very important to take enough time during soft launch to balance these monetization features and to make sure that the game can remain free to play for everyone. And the people who like to see ads are able to, and the people who will not, maybe will be able to pass it as well. So
Okay.
we are looking at the feedback, and we are looking at different geographical areas as well. In some places, people are more eager to see ads. In some places, people will not want to see. So we'll try to adapt and to make sure that we are as close as possible as what the consumer likes.
I mean, I understand. I mean, like I've already said, because it is a mobile game and it is free to play, and you know, you've developed this game, and there has to be some kind of like remunerative value to it. You know, it has to, earn money so that you can, continue to support the game. Because we don't just create games for free. I totally understand that. So there has to be a way to, help the game, sell basically. And if the game is free for people to play, then there has to be some means. It's like Fortnite, for example, you can download it for free, you can play it, but if you want to get that certain kind of content, if you want to get a new skin or something, you have to pay for it. Of course, there's not so much that in your game, but if you want to improve your chances, even though you can still win perfectly, you can still play each stage in the game perfectly without having to, watch ads or things to improve your chances. So that is a good positive that, you haven't got to pay to win, basically. You can still win without having to pay anything. But you do have the options to, if you want to watch an ad to help unlock airstrikes and things like that, there is that ability as well. So, Grunt Rush is primarily a mobile game, but are there any plans to bring it to other gaming platforms?
So actually, I mean, we are going to launch the game globally this week. For the moment, we are sticking on iOS and Android, including tablet support, mainly because again we'll need with the team to learn how to bring that game on the market, of course, and to sustain it. We have a lot of updates, a lot of content that is going to come in the future. So for the moment, I will say we are focusing on the mobile front, but of course, the game has been designed for the mobile since day one. But we are always open to look at opportunities, and if the game will do as good as we want, of course there will be opportunities to look at other platforms as well in that direction. But it's not for Grunt Rush, but we are in a process here as Tier Studio of building our console department as well. So this is a platform that we are looking at because we are the first people joining us. So cross-platform, of course, it's a big part of the industry nowadays, but not
Of
yet for
course.
Grunt Rush. But again, we don't close the door.
Absolutely not. You should always leave doors open for other opportunities, and you never know what's going to come your way. And if the game does get popular on mobile platforms, and you're going to continue to support the game, obviously, and obviously new games as well that will be created by your studio, there's always got to keep doors open because you never know what's around the corner. Yeah, I can totally understand that. So, speaking of support, how will you continue to support Grunt Rush after its release? Are there any post-launch updates or events to keep players coming back for more?
Yes, totally. I mean, we already plan a full year of update and content because for us, again, it's important. And again, for the team as well, it's the first time they develop a game for half of the team, and we will need to sustain the game and to still grow the game when the game is officially launched this week. So we plan to release new content in the future, monthly content, update, special events throughout the year, and even we'll think about 2026 already. So we are not announcing anything right now, but again, I think as soon as the game is going to be launched, very few days after, we'll have our first update with our first specific event. Of course, we are going to announce everything in our social channel as soon as the game is launched this week.
Okay, well that's good to know. That's good to know that even a few days after you are going to have an event come to the game as well. I mean, it's always important, especially with independent developers and small development teams, to be able to continue to support their game after launch, because obviously it is their baby, and they want the game to do well, and hopefully fan feedback and fan reception is very, very positive. So as long as people are still entertained and still happy and and enjoying the game, it's the most important thing, to be able to keep it going. So have you had the opportunity to present your game at any conventions or video game events, and what was the fan feedback like for it?
So we did not go to any event or conventions. However, we did a lot of playtest sessions with with players. We have some tools where they can play the games. We can see them, we can hear them, and we can see how do they play. So we did multiple playtest sessions to get their feedback, to get their feelings about the game, about the gameplay, the monetization. So we did many sessions over the past year. We were in soft launch as well, so we had a lot of feedbacks in terms of data. Plus, we got the feedback on the stores with the ratings and the different comments that the players has given us. So we have collected a lot of information, and again, the community, the players, for us are the boss. So we need to listen to them and try to optimize our game based on this feedback.
And if you had to compare Grunt Rush to any other game, doesn't have to be mobile, it can be mobile or PC or console. If you had to compare it to any other game in terms of gameplay, overall theme, or story, what would you say is its closest match?
So I'm thinking about it as you ask me the question, and I will say if there is one game, it's mainly because the theme are similar and it's strategic gameplay. I will say the Command and Conquer series, because that's something is very,
Ah,
very close to especially the themes and the strategic gameplay that we have. Could have a correlation or a bridge between these games.
oh, that would be awesome. I was a big fan of Command and Conquer back in the day. Loved those games. So, lastly, just to reiterate, what platforms are you hoping to release Grunt Rush on?
So Grunt Rush will be available on iOS and Android devices, and with
Mhm.
their tablets as well, and across the world.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time, Yannick, and thank you everybody at home for listening and watching this. Yannick, I'm going to give you a moment now so that you can plug your stuff. Where can people find you? Where can people find out more about Grunt Rush? The floor is yours.
So thank you very much, Mike, and the communities to give me this opportunity. Representing Steer Studios, all the employees here. So Grunt Rush again is available on iOS and Android. We will open our social media on Discord, on Instagram for the game. Plus, you can find us on LinkedIn, Steer Studios, and on the website, steerstudios.com. We'll have a dedicated page on Grunt Rush. So please download the game, enjoy the game, and give us any feedback, any suggestions. For us, the communities are the most important part of what we do.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, and until next time, everyone, keep on gaming.